know. I think I figured it out this time.
Good for you. Where are you? Shooting range or where are you?
I am. We're back at the shooting range. We're gonna shoot before the kids get here.
You just kill me with that.
I got a new pistol. I changed the sights on it. I gotta make sure they're right. Otherwise, I look extremely incompetent, which does nothing for me being a coach.
So do the kids? Is it something they sign up for, like through the school or?
Yeah, they're actually school teams all through the county down here, and they're not. It's a weird thing. They're not teams. They're clubs.
Okay.
So it's a club sport, not a team sport, even though we call them teams. And therefore, since they're a club sport, they're not ruled by the Tennessee regulatory authority, which would mandate like all this other stuff you have to do.
Right.
But yeah, since I'm doing it with the kids, it would be helpful if I don't look like a complete idiot.
I bet you never look like an idiot. I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah. There are times where I just look at them and laugh because I've done something absolutely idiotic.
Oh, you are so funny.
But, yeah. It doesn't keep me up at night, so there you go.
Well, I'm sure that you're keeping them out of trouble. That's all I have to say. That's what I like to always say, is that it's keeping them out of trouble.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, my son shot all 4 years, and now I know two things. For 4 years, I knew where he was.
Right.
Because he was in practice. And now I also know and am comfortable with and am confident in his skills with a gun. He respects them. He understands them. He's not going to go be one of those kids that goes and blows somebody up, or shoots somebody because they're pissed off. He understands the power of a weapon.
Yeah, well, and I think you're involved in it too. That's the other facet to it. It's kids whose parents don't really understand and aren't really involved in it. I think that's also a problem.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh, we'll never have a gun in our house because guns are evil. Well, okay, you're the most likely person that the child's going to get a hold of a gun from somewhere, and let's be real, the kids get a hold of way more than the parents want to even know about.
I have to admit, I'm not a huge gun fan. They just freak me out, and I don't really want them in my house, but I would never have controls on them for other people's houses.
Well, I mean, and that's, there are plenty of things that I don't agree in other houses, but they're also not my house.
Right, but my brother is a hunter, and he's offered to take the kids, and I've never said no to it. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not... Oh, yeah. This is a funny conversation for a cancer chat, but...
Yeah, hey, how about that? We're having weird off-topic conversations on our chats. Who knew?
So, before we start talking about journaling and blogging and all that, let's honor the fact that today is World Cancer Day.
Yes, it is.
And I made a snarky comment, and I already got an email about it.
Did you really?
What the hell?
Oh,
okay, I get that it's World Cancer Day, but seriously, we need a day to say that cancer exists. One day. That's my point. Like, so I don't know.
Well, look at the link about how much we've done so well since 1990 with breast cancer deaths. When if you go back to 1970, we haven't done squat. We haven't done
shit. It's just like what I said the other day. I'm in this meeting, and I didn't know that the man next to me's wife died of breast cancer, and I'm talking about cancer and why I'm an advocate and why I'm an advocate of metastatic and blah, blah, blah. And then he proceeds to tell me that 30-some-odd years ago, his wife of 27 died of metastatic breast cancer. I couldn't look at him and say, well, we've made some advances since then.
No, because we really haven't. I mean, what? We've saved 2 more people per 100,000. That is so statistically insignificant at that point.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, World Cancer Day, really? I'm not such a fan.
Yeah. I made a comment on Facebook, that, it's a day that, I'm remembering my friends, with cancer and those that have passed. But that really is all that I can say about it. There's no progress.
Well, all I said is it's World Cancer Day. Go schedule that test you've been putting off.
True.
Well, so I said World Cancer Day. I get it. I really do. I think I'll talk about cancer all day.
Yeah.
There you go.
I get my joke,
Lisa?
and I just...
Is that Lisa?
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Why do I not see Andy?
Because I'm on my phone. I'm at the gun range again.
You're at the gun range?
Yeah.
Are you shooting?
I will be once we get off chat. I've got a new gun. I've got to change. I put some sights on it. I got to make sure that they're lined up. And then I'll be coaching the kids here an hour or so after that.
Coaching them for shooting?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good stress reliever.
It really is. There's something where they're all teenagers and they're all dumbasses, and I can laugh at them because they're not mine. So,
Don't hold back. Tell us how you feel.
Well, I wouldn't be much around here if I didn't. Just saying.
So did everyone else, I don't know if anyone's been on Facebook, but Lisa and I had already kind of discussed it today. Does anyone watch that Mike and Molly show?
No, I missed it.
So last night, the dude, Mike, and I didn't even know the show existed. Someone pointed it out to me. The dude, Mike, went for a mammogram, and they showed it. Like, he was sitting in the room, waiting to get his mammogram, talking with a bunch of ladies, I was shocked.
I didn't even know that. I'll have to go back and pull that up.
It's on the Facebook page. I put the clip up of him sitting in the waiting room. And I got to tell you, I'm thoroughly impressed.
I'm impressed too.
It's a very good show.
Bob, tell me what you think about that.
I was very impressed. I mean, I'm a fan of the show. I'm very sorry that I missed it. I'm praying that I've got a DVR, and I still haven't did that.
You could probably watch it online.
You definitely can watch it online, because I watched part of it online.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. But I'm thinking that is so progressive, and I'm hoping that opens lots of men's eyes. But I'm afraid that not a lot of men watch that show.
No, but their wives do, and it could be a talk for the wives to say to the husbands, "Hey, honey."
Right.
I see that point. See, I didn't even think of it like that, but that's a really, really good point. And
I think it's tilted more towards the female audience.
I'm still.
The husbands are sitting there watching it with them.
Or the husbands are there.
I just was so impressed that they did that. I really was. And the truth of it is, who has ever talked about male breast cancer on TV?
I know.
No one. It makes you wonder how it got there. Like
other than Dateline with the Marines that all
right.
I mean, that's the only thing I can honestly think of. And of course I only caught it because as a veteran, I kind of I'll catch those things as I'm scanning by.
So, Lisa, that's a good question. How did they put that on there? Bob, do you know anything? Anything about it?
I really don't know anything about it.
I'm curious.
It happened to somebody, and that
probably it may have come. I mean, obviously there are script writers that sit together to write the script, and
maybe they watched our Google Hangout.
Hey, maybe you never know.
Hey,
you never know. You never know.
Never know.
I just I know that it's not leaps and bounds, and I understand that it's not huge in a lot of people's eyes, but I think it really, in the big picture, it's a huge turn, because how many people sat there and thought, shit, I didn't even know men could get breast cancer.
Right.
I didn't know a man could have a mammogram. How many people sat there and thought that during that show last night?
And do you know that there's another show that covered male breast cancer several months ago called Vanderpump Rules.
God, there's so many shows. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about it, but it's quasi-reality, and one of the waiters or bartenders in the show mentions.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I was really impressed by it.
So he found a lump, and it was a big crisis, but they didn't go through the whole mammogram thing,
I will tell you, and Lisa, you have girls, but Andy, you have a boy, so the mom says in there, honey, I'm sorry, you get your lumps from me. And I actually started to cry because I feel like that with my kids, with my boys, and that really is why I'm such, how I got involved with Nick and with Bob and with Bill is through not telling, but it came at a time when I needed it, because I think I told you guys when Anthony was having surgery, we sat in the doctor's office and we're filling out the form, and the doctor said, has anyone been affected by cancer? And Anthony was all proud of, my mom had breast cancer, so proud of his mama. But I sat back and I was like, shit, I freaking gave my kid breast cancer on his damn health records now. And I knew men could get breast cancer, but I didn't think about it being my kids getting breast cancer. Right. And the fact that they have to check that on their health form smacked me in the face. Shit, this is their health history. And when I was approached with Nick and the whole Times Like These movie, I said, this is important because even though I knew about it, I didn't think about it.
Right.
Sure.
And I think last night that movie or that TV show was just phenomenal for putting it on there. And I really, really think that, sure, it didn't sit there and say most men who get breast cancer find it in the late stages. I get it. I get that they didn't say all the ins and outs of it, but you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think it's great.
Yeah, okay, as much as I hate the K Company, they did back in the day. They got the topic started for discussion. Now I think we need to go past discussion because I think it's been discussed to death, but I think the awareness of men getting it should be more of their, if they want to stay with awareness, then let's put the awareness where it's needed.
And Andy, you know what the reality is? They started a talk about early detection and mammograms that needed to be spoken about back in the day.
Right, back in 1970.
Now, here's the truth. We all frickin' know about early detection and mammograms, so move past it. Let's move on to the next chapter in the book.
And how they're finding that it really doesn't make a huge difference, that early detection, does it?
No.
Not that saying that you shouldn't be getting it, but it's not like...
That's the other thing, Lisa, what you just said. I get my head ripped off when I say that because none of us are saying that early detection is bad. We're not
saying it's not important. But, there's a but.
But here's the but. Reoccurrence happens even with early detection. So don't think of it as, oh, I'm early detected. Now I'm cured. I'm done. Bye-bye. See you later. This was nice. Thanks for the ride.
Did anybody see my post about the, what was it? The 6 something of cancer or breast cancer?
Something of cancer.
On Facebook. Hang on. Let me look it up here. Hang on.
Look it up.
I'm on my feed. And I had 2 people comment on it, which really kind of pissed me off because they said...
You got to read it to us. Lisa, you look great in red.
It's orange.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's a good color for you either way.
Don't you think?
Is it the not showering, no makeup, throw on clothes for you look? That does it for you?
And I bet you don't have any pants on.
I do.
Pajama pants.
I changed out of my pajamas for all you. I really did.
So the post that I put on my wall was the 6 injustices of cancer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Did you see that?
I read that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The 6 what of cancer?
The 6 injustices of cancer.
Oh, I think I saw on HuffPost, right?
I'm sorry?
It was on HuffPost?
Yes. And I had two people who said that they totally disagreed with it. I don't know if you saw their replies. And I had one of my friends who's a stage 4. I'm not sure what she has now, liver or something like that. I think it's liver. Who really was pissed off by it.
Why?
But it says, when it's over, it ain't over, which is true. Cancer now could be more cancer later, which is true. Your doctor may dismiss your concerns, which is certainly true. Cancer is humiliating. They're all exposing our chests to a million,
Oh, yeah.
Loss of dignity.
Yes. Some cancer patients get off really easy. Now, that, I would say that may be the only thing that's questionable in the article. But
I don't like that one.
But she's talking about how some people are stage, 0
I get that. What I don't like about I respect the comment. I understand the comment. What I don't like about it is it puts segregating cancers together, and it puts a wall up, and it negates other people's cancer. And what may have been an easy cancer, we don't know their other backstory. We don't know their financial issue. We don't know their housing. We don't know, the troubles they've had in their life, which plays into the cancer even worse.
Exactly. And that's what my friend mentioned was, her trauma and everything she's going through with her stage 4. And the other thing was your friends may not understand. And I agree with that. So I said to the two people who responded, I'm like, can't you find anything you agree with in that article, or do you just totally disagree with it completely? And both of them are newly diagnosed.
They're fresh out of the water.
Yeah.
So they don't know the deal yet.
Oh, the naiveness we had in the beginning.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I thought that article was very eye-opening.
I thought it was too. And I remember the beginning saying to my friend Genevieve, I just can't wait till this is over with. I just want to get it done and over with. What a friggin' joke that was.
Put it behind you. Move on.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had two really good friends get told that they didn't, quote, really have cancer because they didn't have to do chemo or radiation. So therefore, they could not count themselves as cancer survivors, which I thought was just total bullshit.
Right.
Andy, I've actually gotten kicked out of cancer groups because I didn't have chemo. And I chose to not have chemo. That was my choice.
Well, I F them.
But it doesn't matter. I've said this.
But at least and I have discussed this. Here's the thing: if your choice is a mastectomy or a lumpectomy with radiation, you got cancer. It's not like you're going to get an antibiotic. You got to have major surgery, major treatment done. I mean,
right.
But here's the thing: down the road, if cancer treatment turns the way it's going to, like the Herceptin, and it treats the receptors as opposed to the whole body and all the cells, it's targeted therapy.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose your hair, and people aren't going to know that you have cancer, and it's not going to be that traditional chemo. And by the way, there's still people that get treated with Herceptin, and that's chemo. It's just not traditional chemo.
Well, and one of my very good friends locally, she has a very rare form of cancer, and there is no chemo for her.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm on Xeloda and have been for, it'll be 2 years in April. And I still have all my hair.
That's great.
So there's plenty of chemos out there that don't cause you to lose your hair. And in fact, a friend of mine made a joke on Facebook about, all the weight you lose with, in chemo. And I quickly responded, the chemo I'm on has helped me gain 40 pounds.
Yep.
So not every chemo causes you to lose weight. Just bear that in mind. And they were like, oh, sorry. And I was like, no, I'm not offended, but you do need to know that that's pretty insensitive. Yeah. And not every chemo works that way. I say this not from a place of hurt, but from a place of education.
Don't you think that you can, like, we can all joke around with each other about that sort of thing, but people who haven't been there, if they joke with us,
it's not the same. It's
No.
just not.
No, it really is not.
They haven't earned the right to joke with us.
Right.
And exactly.
But I think they feel that way too. Most people do. Don't you think?
I think some people, because of the different circles I travel in, some people, my really close friends overlap with some of my really not close acquaintances. And they'll hear my really close friends who have been with me since day one and gone through all this and gone through my bald phase and gone through my crash phases and my clear phases, and they hear them joking around and they feel like they're entitled to joke around, and I just kind of, cut my eyes at them. Being in the South, I'm learning to be nice, because if I was still in New York, I would have told them to F off and go jump in the lake. But I'm a Southern woman now, so there's that expectation of action. So I'm learning to just cut my eyes at them and walk away. But every so often the New York in me comes out and I go, yeah, you can fuck up and die.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I joke around that my filter button broke. And my husband always looks at me and goes, "You never had a filter button."
I did not have one. I'll tell you, I did not have one I didn't even have one in the military, to be honest. But I have learned, been corrected, however you want to say it. Living here in Tennessee, the expectations of a woman my age, and how I should act, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, blah, blah, blah.
And I guess this is a good gateway into the blogging and the journaling, because what I think the blogging and the journaling and, not just putting it out there, but let's go with, first of all, keeping them private, because I do have a private journal. It's getting those feelings out of you and putting them down into paper. It's very therapeutic. Because once you get them out and you say them, you almost don't really need to tell the person to fuck off and die, because you've said it on a piece of paper and you've released that emotion. So it's another way to push past it and to get to the next phase.
And sometimes I'll write them and not even post them, though.
That's my point. That's exactly my point, is just to write it and you get it out there. But it's the flip side. Would you say, Lisa?
It's for your own therapy, your own working through your feelings and thoughts and all that.
The other flip side to it is when you blog and you write about it and you put it out there and someone reads it and says, "Oh my God, I feel exactly the same way that you feel. I thought I was the only one." You feel so good, because you not only help that person, but oh my God, you aren't the only one. Like, you do feel the same. Like, it's normal. It's this. You are going to be okay.
Are those shots being fired?
I was just.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sitting in my car with the windows all rolled up, but sorry. Yes. That would be my husband's new 9mm. So
that's
yeah.
Funny. I'm like, first I thought someone was pounding wood. Then I'm like, oh no, that would be gun shooting.
That is, sorry. It's okay. For everybody watching this on YouTube, it's okay. We are at a gun range. It's okay.
I love it.
Go ahead, Anne-Marie. Sorry.
What was I just going to say?
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have the validation.
Lisa, because I pushed you to blog, and for a lot of people, it's going outside your comfort zone, because you kind of don't really want to do it, but once you do it, you realize how badly you really needed to do that. I mean, it really is so important to blog. And I know, Bob, I ride you about putting up a blog, because I really do want to share your story, because I think that it's so important, and I really truly believe that it would help you get through some of the emotions that you're feeling if you write them out.
Right. Well, I do facilitate a journaling group every Friday.
Right.
But it's more of a creative writing type of journaling group. We sit around and we talk about our individual situations, but the actual writing is more creative writing with, unusual topics. But I've never really wanted to blog, never really understood blogging. I know you can blog fairly easily with like WordPress or something like that, but I don't know, putting it out there just seems so permanent and
You got a naked picture of yourself on the Scar Project, right?
What was that now?
I said, you got a naked picture of yourself on the Scar Project, right?
Well, it's not completely naked.
Okay, well, dude, it's just about.
Just
Yeah,
about.
I get what you're saying. I really, I respect it, and I totally understand it.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to publish it. You don't even have to hit send.
Right.
But I think if you started with even how things unraveled with Bill, it would just help you to push through the emotion, because that push through the emotion. I always say that because we just a minute ago I said, when I first was diagnosed, I said, I can't wait to just get this done and over with.
Right.
And we have this weird conception in our head, and our doctor puts it there, that we're just going to get over this.
Right.
We never, ever get over this, ever.
No.
We have to learn to push through it.
Right.
And every emotion is so intense and so real that we have to find a way to push through it. And sometimes our spouses, our loved ones around us, they actually add to it. They don't help us push through it. They really just don't. I mean, they can't understand it.
No.
And our friends, like this group right here, we're sitting here and we all are shaking our head, yup, you're right, because we get it. But we ourselves have to find a way to understand those emotions, and that's what's really hard to do.
Yeah, that's true. What's the easiest blogging software to use?
I personally like WordPress. I think it's the easiest to use. Blogster is great because it's so easy. And it's free.
Is WordPress free?
I believe it is. Some people like Tumblr. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I haven't really ventured out to Tumblr.
Tumblr is just, I don't know, it kind of
I
confuses
thought that was
me.
all pictures and stuff.
No,
That's
some people put their blogs on there too. That's
Oh.
where Annie's blog was on Tumblr.
Who?
Annie Goodman's blog was on Tumblr.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, Bob, thinking, I did the Caring Bridge just to let people that knew me know how I was doing. But as far as blogging, I remember thinking, who wants to hear my story? Nobody wants to know my story. There's so many stories out there, people with cancer. Why do they want to hear my story? And Anne-Marie convinced me that my story is important. Your story is important. Everyone's story is important. I thought, well, why? I mean, why is my story important? I had cancer, blah, blah, whatever. There's like a million people like me. But I found that when I did tell my story, that people related to it, that people validated things that I was feeling, but also that people could relate to my story as well. And it does make a difference. It really does make a difference. Maybe there's a guy out there who doesn't know someone that's like you. There's always like a little piece of a story that somebody can relate to.
Right.
And that's exactly it, Lisa, because someone may not relate to me, but if I post your blog and they read it, they're like, oh my God, I totally get it. I have 3 girls. Or they read Bob's and they say, I have a partner. I'm a gay male. I mean, I'm just, or Andy's, I'm going through things. Who the hell knows?
That's
Any
right.
little thing.
That's right. Or I'm from that part of the country, or she's my age, or I'm a single mother, or there's just always something,
Yep.
And what I always say that in turns ends up doing, because it's great that these people connect with us and they feel so great because they met a match, but you end up feeling really good about yourself because you're helping somebody. And that's where the therapy begins. That's where we end up pushing through the emotion, because we realize that we can help somebody with our story. And I'll never forget, Downstate Anne-Marie said to me once, well, why don't you ever talk about your mother? And I said, well, it has nothing to do with cancer. Why would I talk about that? And she said to me, it has everything to do with cancer because it's about you. And I thought about it for a really long time, and I really didn't want to write about it. I just felt like it was too much. And she pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to write about it, and I did, and I wrote about it, and it has opened up a lot for me, and just an amazing door that,
has everything to do with who you are and what you do, Anne-Marie.
That's what I'm saying. But it also opened up a door for me that is just something I've waited my whole life for, but it took me to write that. It took me to push through something that was scary, something unknown, and I did it anyways, and now it was like, bah, and it is who you are.
Right. Now, does WordPress allow people to respond to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I've
Yeah.
never. I thought I looked at that and I did see a way of having people respond. It may have changed over the years.
No, you can respond on WordPress.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and Bob, you can also lock the comments. I have mine so that people can put anything on now, but I used to have it on Blogster where people could only post a comment after I approved it. So, you don't have to put people's comments up. They can just be for yourself. And the other thing is you don't even have to tell anyone it's there.
Right.
Or you could. I mean, I didn't broadcast my blog. People found it. And that was kind of great. I mean, and those are the ones that you're always like, oh my God, this person found me and is relating to my blog. Like, how awesome is that? Yeah. And especially for you being a male breast cancer, and Andy, you too would be. I love it when Andy blogs. You have a voice, and I know you don't do it as much as.
I don't blog. I have a Caring Bridge that's still quasi-active. I mean, I'll post on there every couple of months or something because my family and friends are spread out literally coast to coast and just about every state. So I use the Caring Bridge more than I use a blog. I've looked at a blog. I don't feel like I really have enough to consistently say to blog. So.
But you've blogged on Cure Diva before, and when you do, it's a beautiful voice.
Well, thank you.
And it's very relatable. I mean, and again, because you have Mets, it's a different voice and a voice that needs to be heard. And sitting right, the how many of us are here? 4.
4. 1 in 4.
I'm like trying to count. There's 4 of us sitting here, and we all bring something different to the blogging world, and all something that needs to be shared. And I think it's so important for us and for the readers out there to hear it. I really do.
Yeah, and for you, Andy, and you too, Bob, your uniqueness in that, Andy, you're metastatic, but you're doing so well. And how great is it for someone else that's metastatic who's worried about staying well or whatever, finds you, and it's encouraging. And same with you, Bob. Mm-hmm. As a male, and you were like me, stage 3, and I know when I talk to women that I know that are lower stage than me, and they find out, I was stage 3C, and I'm 3 years later, and I'm doing great. It's like it's so encouraging for them to find that, even though we're scared to death some days.
And I always say, even the negative blogs are positive blogs because they validate the feeling that the person was having. So if I'm having a rant blog where I'm like, I get comments underneath it, oh my God, thank you so much for writing that. I felt exactly the same way. And it helps them get their emotion out.
Yeah.
So those are just as good as the today's a great day, look at the sun and, you know, it's beautiful and blah, blah, blah. Those are, you know, we can all be positive. We can all have a positive spin on it, but the negative ones are just as great because I do get people that say to me, you don't want my blog, I'm negative. I'm like, no, you're who you are, and yes, I do. Because I think everyone's voice needs to be heard.
Well, and I think we all have good days and bad days.
That's
I mean,
right.
you really can't have a good day if you've never had a bad day.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you've never had an absolutely crap-tastic, sucky day, then you don't appreciate the days. Like, for instance, today it is 50 degrees, it is sunny, and I'm going to go get some vitamin D today. But, you know, I mean, if you've never been rained on, you don't appreciate the nice warmth of the sun.
Right.
Right. And sometimes you need a person you need to read that person's story to get that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, if you walked in on some of my random conversations with friends and you walked in the middle of it, you just be like, okay, you guys are like either drama queens from hell, or, you know, you're about to implode and you're a mess and I don't want to be anywhere near you. Where it's a season in life. It's not life all the time. It's just, you know, it's a season.
Right. But I love that. Like, that's why I don't know. I just think that all these blogs are fantastic and everyone, you know, has their own little, and I just would love to see more of them out there because I really believe that everyone's voice needs to be heard. And it's funny because, you know, Luna Chick, it's her blog, Kimberly Oliver. She was going on and on how she felt like she was in a blogging rut and that no one reads her blog. Why should she write? And I wrote to her and I said, you know what? You're not blogging for those other people. You're blogging for yourself. And you got a great voice. Please write something. And she wrote this blog about scars, and I posted it on my page. It got shared like 25 times and had like 50 comments underneath it. And she was like, "Oh my God, thank you." What? Say it again.
The invisible scars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wasn't that Nancy?
They both wrote one about the same time. This was I shared.
Okay.
Was it both about him? Is it both of them? Yeah, they were similar.
Yeah, and you know, so that's also another. Let's talk about that for a second, actually, Lisa. I get people all the time that'll send me a message and they'll say to me, "I think so and so wrote a blog about what I wrote about," and blah blah blah. I'm like, you both got freaking cancer. We're all writing about the same shit.
Hey, let me write about penises because I don't have one.
That can be written about.
Sorry, Lisa.
What did you say, Andy?
I said, hey, let me write about penises because I don't have one. You know, I mean, I can't do that. Bob, you can write about that, but you and I are never going to. Well, that's not true. I have a boy, so there are plenty of penis jokes. But
yes,
you know, and
We're
everything
all
is still a
about
penis
the same
joke.
thing.
That's
So
right.
I always say, it doesn't matter if you're writing about lymphedema and Joe Pudabats just wrote one about lymphedema. Your post is going to be different than them because it's your perspective. And guess what? It's probably about the same. But your writing style might appeal to somebody else.
That's right.
Right.
You're just who you are, and you're, like we said, simple things like, are you married? Do you have kids? How old are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Lisa, you wrote that beautiful blog about your friend who passed away. And it was a gorgeous blog. It was beautifully written, and it was heartfelt. And I'm sure, I mean, I wrote one. I'm sure almost every blogger has written a blog post about someone dying.
About someone they lost. This is like our worlds that we're in.
Yeah.
But after you wrote it, didn't it feel really great to write it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if I remember correctly, did the son say something to you? Was that you or was that somebody?
It was he didn't want to read it. It was too early for him to.
Okay, it was Sephora. Sephora wrote a blog about Annie. She was very nervous about doing it because, you know, you're writing a blog about someone that just passed away, and scared that her brother was going to be hurt by it. Guess what happened? He shared it because he was so proud and honored that this friend was writing about. So I think what ends up happening is when you write about someone that's passed away, especially, and their family reads it, it lives their spirit on. You know what I mean? It carries their name on. And,
oh, absolutely.
And
I hear good things about the person that you love. Yeah.
We've lost some friends through this stupid freaking cancer, dumbass cancer world. Oh, it's World Cancer Day.
Woo, let's talk about cancer.
So my mission has always been to never let their memory die. Well, Bob, you just said to blog, it's then permanent. Well, to blog about Bill, to make that permanent would be beautiful. And what a way to honor him and your friendship.
And, I kind of take that back because, I mean, my story was out there on the New York Times site.
Right.
You see that whole thing?
Yeah, I had one there too.
Yeah, okay, so it's out there. So, I mean, the story is there. It's in places that are permanent. So I shouldn't worry about the blog being permanent.
No, and the other part to it, we talk about our spouses not getting it. And I know that, when you're in an argument with Tony or Andy's in an argument with her husband and Lisa's bitching to Mitch because her friend butt dialed her, when we're arguing, I butt dialed Lisa the other day, and then we got into a conversation, and her husband was like, when guys butt dial each other, they just hang up. Girls butt dial, and you're like, anyways, back to what I was just saying, because it's a good point. When my husband reads my blog, he then is like, oh, now I kind of get what you're talking about, why you're feeling that way. And it might be a great conversation piece for you and Tony to really, talk about why you're feeling this way and what's really going on inside your head. Because the truth of the matter is when we're fighting with our spouses, we're fighting. We're not saying pretty things. We're calling each other names. We're saying things we don't mean. Have them read it and have them understand why it's bothering you.
True. Very true.
I've learned to call for a timeout when I get to that angry place, and I've learned to look at Doug and just go, okay, you've made me very angry and you've hurt me, and I'm calling a timeout because otherwise I'm going to say shit just to hurt you, and that's not going to help. So 30 minutes timeout, and we go opposite ends of the RV or the field or the house or whatever for 30 minutes, because otherwise I can't ramp down. I will only ramp up.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yep.
Well, those of us that are Italian and have lots of emotion, it's very hard for us to tie that in. And
Tom's always like, you're yelling. I'm like, I'm not yelling. I am not yelling. I am not yelling. I'm just talking really loud.
You got the hand going.
Oh, yeah. When I was in the thick of everything and I went to the doctors, I had 4 drains and just 2 were removed. And it was 2 days before we were leaving for the Cape. And I was told I might have to go to the Cape with drains in. And I'm in the car after the doctor's appointment, and I was sobbing. And I hadn't cried yet through this whole thing, but I was like snot nose, nasty ass, sobbing. And my husband looked at me and goes, "What's wrong?"
Oh, yeah.
Do
you not see these things hanging out of my body?
I was like, "What's wrong? What's fucking wrong? Why would you fucking ask me what's fucking wrong?" I must have said fuck like every other word. But I went home that night and I wrote a post about why what's wrong was wrong. Like why that sentence was wrong. Because in his mind, he wanted to know what was wrong. He did not mean what's wrong. He meant what specifically is what is bothering you. And I get what he meant, but that wasn't the right sentence. And after he read the piece, he apologized to me, understanding better why I was so upset. And I think blogging has really made our marriage better. I think if I didn't have blogging, I think our marriage would have been tried significantly harder because this is such an emotional mindfuck.
Oh, it's totally that.
Yeah.
It's totally that. And dealing with that and kids.
Yeah.
You're trying to... my son is now 21. He was 13 when I was first diagnosed. So, or 14. So, he still doesn't want to hear it, deal with it. He's still not really in a place of acceptance that I have cancer again. So for him, I can put it out there. My concern would be if he does find it and then it hits him hard, he's going to be like totally jacked.
What are you laughing at, Anne-Marie?
I did not do that.
Do what?
Ah! What?
Oh my God, you've been pirated.
Who did that to me?
Not me.
Bob totally did it to you.
I did not.
You did too.
I did not.
Liar.
Who did it to me?
That's awesome.
I'm messing around with WordPress. So
No, you totally put that on her.
Oh my God.
You know what's funny is I have people that email me all the time, and they say to me, I watched the YouTube of your cancer chat. What a great group of people. Will you do it? Everyone wants us to do one at night so more people can join in. So we have to find a nighttime that we can do it. And then we do something like this, and I think about this, who the hell wants to do this freaking
Why do I look like a pirate?
Just go ahead and go with it and arg a little bit.
Look like her Aunt Louise.
What is going
Oh
on?
no, Bob's got a goatee now.
see, I did that to myself.
I did not do that to myself.
No.
Now you
How do
got
I
a
get
monocle
rid of it? I'm glad you. Actually, I look better this way. I'll just keep me.
You
Yeah,
can't put
just
anything on Andy.
No.
I know. That's why she's laughing so hard.
Yeah, I'm giggling my happy little ass off over here.
See,
Between gunshots in the background and a blank profile, I'm having a big time.
I just clicked on Anne-Marie's window, and I just tried giving her a goatee, and it ended up with my face. So it's not me. You'll need to stop playing.
I clicked the button that says remove all effects. Oh no!
I don't know why.
I was actually just looking for a gun. I wanted to put the gun up. But I couldn't find a gun. The best I could get was the drums. That was it.
So for those watching, you can see towards the end of these.
I like Bob with the
What was that?
Oh, I
Sound
love the tiara.
laughing. They have. When did they get sound effects?
Good.
Oh, this is what you have to do.
I tell you.
Laughter.
Laughter is really thebomb.com.
What the heck is that, Anne-Marie?
She looks like she's at the beach.
But like with
But a cat.
sand, she's like a ghost or something.
Hi, honey.
Oh, she's got sparkle, baby.
It was Anne-Marie's birthday. Anne-Marie, how old are you now?
I am 43.
Lord.
I'm 10 years ahead of you. I'll be 53 this year.
Let's see, what will I be?
Fast.
I can't
Andy,
get it
how
all.
old are you?
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking.
Hey, look, I'm claiming chemo brain. Math is no longer my strong suit all of a sudden. Let's see, 68, so that makes me,
46.
yeah, that. I'll be 47. I'll be 47 this year.
You're 3 years younger than me. I'll be the big 5-0.
Woohoo!
Will you really?
I
All
really will.
When is your birthday?
It's October.
When?
October 21st.
Well,
do
mine's
you love
October
everything
1st.
pink then?
What?
Do you love everything pink?
I'm going to shoot you because I'm October 1st.
Yeah. I'm going to buy you both a pink boa.
Oh, my God. I'm gonna dye it.
I love pink, but just nothing with ribbons. No ribbons.
I wasn't a pink girl to begin with,
So this lady says to me, listen to this. You guys will love this story. This lady asks me if I want to sell this stuff on my Stupid Dumb Breast Cancer page, and she wants the money back for it. I'm like, I don't have time, but what is it? She's like, it's a pink tracksuit. And
oh, my God.
On the inside of it is pink ribbons, and on the butt are 2 pockets that have pink ribbons on it.
Can I go ahead and throw up now?
I was like, I'm good, thanks. I was like, does she read my blog?
Yeah, I don't think she does.
I know there's people that love it, but it seriously just makes my stomach turn.
Yep.
I do. I mean, I got a pink ribbon on my foot, but it's a cool looking pink ribbon, and there's a meaning behind it, so it's a little different.
I have a pink ribbon on my leg. It says Survivor.
Mine says live, and my cousin Rosie has one that says love, and my cousin Megan has one that says hope.
There you go.
Nice.
So it's different. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you trying to tell us? We're boring now. It's time to go.
No, we're gonna go, but I do want to tell you that I'm doing a book club on February 23rd, and we're reading Sephora's blog and my friend Heather Carr's blog. Heather writes a blog, and now I can't remember the name of it because it just went out of my head. It's a great blog. If you guys aren't reading it, you totally should.
Okay. Hey, how is Sephora? She's missed the past couple weeks.
Yeah, she's not feeling that great. She did say to say hi to everybody.
Oh. Well, boo. Text her and say we missed her.
Yeah, really.
She's napping right now, but I definitely will tell her later.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is my people in book club are going to read these 2 blogs. I'm looking up Heather's blog right now just so I can tell you the name of it. It's called My Life Distilled.
My life what?
Distilled.
My life distilled.
Yep, great blog. Anyways, my book club people are reading the book. From there, I'm going to Skype them both in, and we're going to ask questions, but I'm going to do it like this, like a Google Hangout. So if you guys want to come in and hang out and talk about, read their blogs too, and I'm going to make it an open forum.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think
the 23rd. I gotta look at my calendar.
It's a Monday.
When is it?
What time are we doing it?
I'll start book club at 7. We'll probably start Skyping people in about 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish.
Okay, I'll be out.
I know it's late.
No, it's not. It's not that it's late. It's that Monday night is my Bible study at church.
Oh. So. Okay. Well, if you get back, text me, and if we're still going, just hop on.
What is the date?
February 23rd.
Oh, well, I will be in Key West with my girlfriend. So
hey, I'm picking your brain later because my husband and I are going to Key West in October.
Oh,
awesome.
It's so awesome. Very awesome.
Key West with 7 girls, and we drove down during a hurricane, and all of our luggage flew off the top of it. And this is a true story. My college roommates, 7 girls in a van we rented, drove down to Key West, major hurricane storm, all the luggage blew off. 2 days, you couldn't even leave the room, monsoon, like the trees were bending. Could finally go outside. I drank like a bottle of tequila and smoked a joint. Fell asleep in the sun. I fell asleep in the sun. Got 3rd-degree sunburn on my body. You could see, like I fell asleep with my handprint on my leg. You could see the cutout of my leg.
Oh, no.
He left me out there. The bitches left me out there. I called my father, and I was like, Dad, come and get me. I don't want to be here anymore. And he came home, and I left those suckers there.
You just told that story, like, live out there. Like, your sons get to hear about how their mother smoked a joint and drank tequila and passed out.
I was in college.
They can either learn from her mistake or repeat it on their own.
There's so many mistakes in that. I don't speak to any of those girls again. They were all bitches. I hope they're not watching this.
Oh, la.
Funny.
Actually, I was probably the biggest bitch. That's why they left me inside.
Well, you know, there's something about tequila, you know, just makes you a little crazy.
Oh, I love tequila. That was my favorite drink.
Tequila makes your clothes fall off.
Obviously, because she got third-degree sunburn.
Yeah.
It was awful. I'm Italian. I don't burn.
That's a lie.
That's in college.
Let me tell you, that's probably why I got cancer.
Oh, God, here we go.
But you were smoking pot, which is supposed to counteract that. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Oh, I was young.
Yes, you were.
Well, you have fun in Key West. Don't do that.
Oh, I won't. Trust me, I'm too old. I can't handle that crap anymore.
All right, kids. Same bad channel.
Same bad time.
All right, Bob. I want to see a blog from you.
Yes,
Yeah,
Bob. Yes, Bob.
I've got
And Andy,
WordPress
I think
downloaded
it's time
on
for you
my
to write
phone.
another one.
What?
Yeah, I got to get going.
Yeah. All right. Peace, love, and
Think
Plus-
positive.
peace, love, and World Cancer Day.
Woohoo!
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.